The year of 2025 is over. Us marks hope you enjoyed it, not just with wrestling, but in all aspects of your life. But even if you had the best year in 2025, there could always be room for improvement. This is true in the wrestling world as well. All in all, it was a very good year in wrestling, but since it is the season of New Year's resolutions and goals, we decided to put together a list of things and scenarios that we would like to see in 2026. Now, in most of these lists, what we would like to see comes down to what we are looking for in our grappling entertainment. So this is just our personal list, and if you do not agree with it, then let us know in the comments. I would love to hear it. With that being said, I am Rob from the We Are Marks crew. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and these are the top 10 things we would like to see in 2026. Number 10, no more injuries. This is a pipe dream, I know, but 2025 was devastated by injuries. The big ones were Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins in WWE. In AEW, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland were off TV as soon as their storyline was just heating up. The mid-carders were hit as well, with Zoe Stark, JD McDonough, Adam Cole, and Dustin Rhodes all sidelined right in the peak of their storylines and just when momentum was getting behind them. It made companies change their trajectories on the fly, and while some worked out, others just felt like filler and hurt the overall product. As I said in the beginning, this is more of a pipe dream than a wish. In a perfect world, injuries would never happen. Unfortunately, in this day and age, a wrestler getting hurt just seems to be the norm. So yeah, we will put it here at number 10 on this list because we would love to see nobody get hurt. But deep down, we know it will never happen. Hopefully 2026 is not as bad though, and all the performers that are sidelined can come back stronger and better than ever. Number 9, the rise of the Prince. Speaking of injuries, at 2016 SummerSlam, Finn Balor, in his demon form, beat Seth Rollins to win the newly minted Universal title. The next night on Raw, he had to relinquish it, telling us fans that he injured his shoulder during the match and he would need surgery to get it fixed. Since then, he has never come close to feeling like a true title contender. He has had some matches for the belt, one against Roman Reigns and another against Seth Rollins, but even in those matches, you never felt like he was going to dethrone either of them. Also, don't get me started of him flopping around like a fish or the ring rope breaking in the Roman Reigns match. 2026 could be the year for Balor. He has almost been a background character in the rise of Dominic Mysterio, but his matches are always must-see and he plays his role perfectly. So what does he need to be a believable title contender? A gimmick change that he can pull off, becoming the Prince of the WWE. That's right, turn the Judgment Day into a Bullet Club clone. Make Finn the leader of the badass group that runs roughshod over Raw and takes everything they want. Finn would be an organic heel as he has done this before, and adding a few new members from NXT and other places would be the missing pieces to make this work. With a familiar overhaul of his character, Prince Balor could take his rightful place on the throne of the Raw brand. Number 8, no more part-timers. So I want to clarify this a little bit, because I pop out of my seat anytime I hear a familiar non-Def Rebel theme song come up as well. And when Chris Jericho does make his return at the Royal Rumble, I'm sure I will smile. This is more about them clogging up the main event scene. And this could be stemming from the awful John Cena run, but he was not the only one that did it. Bill Goldberg was a headliner for a month. Adam Copeland, yes, he's a part-timer. I am sorry, guys. Was involved in the main event scene for 3 months. It wasn't just in matches though, storylines were screwed up as well. The Rock showed up for 2 weeks and ruined the most anticipated storyline of all time. Then we get into celebrities. It was nice to see Jelly Roll wrestle, but nothing came out of it. He was gone, and Drew McIntyre along with Logan Paul were in the same spot that they were when he first showed up. Again, this doesn't look like it's going away. The match card has not yet been set for WrestleMania 42, but the poster has Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar all over it. Both are part-timers who after Mania will more than likely go away until SummerSlam at the earliest. Wouldn't it be better to have wrestlers use that spotlight and make a name for themselves than use a big name and take away the spotlight? After all, it's hard to build up stars when you don't give them a chance in the first place. Number 7, Dirty Dom becomes champ. If you saw our top 10 wrestlers of the 2025 list, then you will know that we are high on Dominic Mysterio. Week in and week out, he is the most entertaining person on the screen. And he took a giant leap in both ability and character work last year, so it only seems fitting that this year he takes it all the way to the top. Dom has already shown he is ready for the big moment. He has been headlining shows for AAA since the partnership between them and WWE began, becoming their mega champion in the process. And his short program with John Cena proved he had star power to carry one of the main event belts just by being the man you love to hate. His charisma is undeniable, and having him hold the WWE Championship as a cowardly heel would make the crowd jeer him even more. It is time to pull the trigger on Dominic Mysterio and make him the man in 2026. Number 6, have special weekly shows. There is a lot of weekly wrestling programming at the moment. If you just look at the two major companies, you have 10 hours of television to fill just by your major shows. Why not spice them up a little every now and then? I'm speaking specifically about WWE here, as AEW already does a great job in doing this. They have a special Dynamite almost on a monthly basis, changing the scenery and making big matches just to get people talking about it more. Their Beach Blast and Winter is Coming Dynamites are some of the best shows on cable television. Even inside the E, NXT has been doing this for years. New Year's Evil was the latest one at the time of this writing. It had 3 title matches on it and felt like must-watch even if you weren't following the minor league brand. Now, the retort to this entry is that they have monthly PLEs, but they only put on 5 matches on each of these cards. With 12 belts that men and women are fighting for on the main roster, having a Raw or SmackDown be special with a different name and a tweak of the stage would make the stale weekly programming feel like something you should tune into. Even this year they did it, having the 1-year anniversary on Netflix show entangle itself with Stranger Things into a 3-hour extravaganza. And while it was probably just there for advertising, they hyped the show and put 3 title matches on there as well. So yeah, it was a big deal, and an idea that I hope continues throughout the year. Number 5, make SmackDown great again. In 2026, SmackDown went to 3 hours, and I'm sure I'm not the only person who let out a yawn while watching it. The harsh reality is that SmackDown has not been good for a while. The best part of it has been the United States Challenge. The rest? Well, it's been pretty bland. The main event scene has been the same with Cody and Drew going at it for months. The women's division has been awful all year, and the tag division is headlined by 2 factions who are a Temu knockoff of better stables. It's just a mess. There is some hope though. The call-ups from NXT should shake things up a bit. Javon Evans and Trick Williams should be a mainstay in the mid-card on top of the blue brand. And the Drew and Cody feud has got to wrap up soon, though it might lead to another part-timer taking Drew's spot at WrestleMania. As for the women's and tag divisions, well, booking just needs to get better. There is talent there, just not being used properly. Hopefully that changes though, because as it stands right now, SmackDown isn't hidden like it's supposed to, and my Friday nights could be spent doing other things, like watching paint dry, or anything else just as boring. Number 4, heel Cody. Cody has a problem. He has become stale. Every feud since he has won the title has followed the same script. Starts a feud, says it respects the person, beats him, that person makes it personal, usually involving his father or family, cuts a promo saying that now this has to end, and he wins. Rinse, lather, repeat. It's getting really predictable. Now I know that Cody is the hero we all love, and him finishing his story at WrestleMania 40 is one of the greatest moments in modern wrestling. But it is really getting hard to invest in the story he is telling when you know what the outcome is going to be. Some fans are already starting to grow tired of him and demand a change. Now, to be fair, it is not as bad as the Super Cena era, but it is getting there. The simplest solution? Let Cody feed his own ego. Some of the best work Cody has done in his career is when he is being such a narcissist that he doesn't realize he's being a heel. Let him still smile and say how great he is while the crowd boos him out of the arena. Much like when Kurt Angle debuted in 1996. This might already be happening, as his latest promos are hinting at the idea that he thinks he is greater than the rest of the locker room. Let's turn this up a notch and go full-blown evil genius. Anything is better than another year of the same old smiling babyface until somebody mentions Dusty. Number 3, AJ going out in style. There is an argument to be made that if it was not for AJ Styles, then we would not be talking about indie wrestling or any other promotion outside of WWE. Now that is a whole other video that will be made closer to when he ends his run, but the short version of it is that AJ Styles matches were must-see. He carried TNA on his back for so long, even when the storylines were crap. You could always count on AJ Styles to save the pay-per-view just by in-ring ability alone. Don't believe me? Listen to the rest of the wrestling world and his peers talk about him. He was that phenomenal. With him admitting that this is the last year as a full-time performer, let's give him one last great run. Now, I'm not saying give him the John Cena treatment because I believe that was a little much, but why not give him one last run of great matches and even better stories? AJ has been in the WWE since 2016, and he has done it all. A Grand Slam champion, a year-long run with the WWE title, and even defeating the greatest wrestler in the world, Shane McMahon, at WrestleMania. But still, one last hurrah so we can say goodbye to one of the greatest talents to grace the squared circle is not too much to ask. Let him have some matches we have never seen, and run back some of his great rivalries, with the last match being something we could celebrate. Give him his feel-good moment, and let us say one more time, this is awesome. Number 2, consistency in AEW. I've said plenty about WWE, so let's get to AEW. The All Elite crew was on fire in 2025, putting together one of the best 12-month stretches they had in their very young lifespan. But there are still some things that can get better. The big ones? Consistent storylines that make sense week in and week out. If you listen to our podcast, and seriously, go listen to our podcast, you will see that this is Ram's biggest gripe with the AE dubs. And it's hard to argue with him. Every pay-per-view they have is a hit. Even the bad ones are good if you're looking for in-ring action. After that, well, maybe you gotta follow up, maybe you don't. Look at the pay-per-view that happened right before making this video, 2025 at World's End. We got 3 major storylines coming out of it. MJF winning the world title, Jon Moxley turning face, and the implosion of the Don Callis family. What got followed up on Dynamite? Only MJF. Jon Moxley went back to being Jon Moxley. And as for Okada, Fletcher, and Takeshita, the 3 main characters of the Don Callis family, they were not even on the show. Now these are the most recent examples. There were plenty of other ones during the year, but that is the problem. Every pay-per-view we say we can't wait to see how they follow up on this. The matches will always be good in AEW. Nobody will deny that their in-ring work is matched by any other wrestling company in the world. But in order to keep retention on a week-in, week-out basis, they need to do a better job of following up what they set up on their pay-per-views to keep us engaged. And another way they can keep us engaged is... Number 1, new younger faces in the world title scene. This goes out to both major companies in the United States. In 2025, the WWE had 6 different top champions. The only one that never held a title before was Jey Uso. Now that was not the greatest run, sure, but at least he was different. The other 5 were Gunther, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, John Cena, and Cody Rhodes. Every one of those have been multiple champions, and only Gunther is under 40 at a respectful 38. AEW had 4 champions: Moxley, Adam Page, Samoa Joe, and MJF. All 4 of them have been champions before. Now Page and MJF are still young, but they have been in the main event scene for quite some time now. The only person who challenged for a title that I would not consider in the main event category was Kyle Fletcher, who is now lost in the shuffle of the Don Callis family once again. Another problem is all those champions have essentially fought each other throughout the year. Out of all the wrestlers in the companies, only Jey Uso was elevated to the main event rung in 2025. And by the end of the year, he was out of it, now tagging with his brother Jimmy again to start 2026. It would be nice to see some fresh faces, at least in the conversation of the title. Now, I do believe that this will be the case by the time this year ends, as there are guys right underneath the main eventers that hopefully get their shot within the next 12 months. So there is hope that the number 1 spot on this wish list comes true. But please do it quickly. It is hard to get invested in the rest of the card if the top gets too stale with the same faces month in and month out. And that's our wish list. Which wishes do you wish to see happen? Which ones do you think we shouldn't wish for? Got a list that you would like us to do? Let us know about all of it in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, why not give it a like and a share? And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, now is a great time to do it. We would appreciate it greatly. Even if you don't though, I've been Rob from the We Are Marks crew. I hope you are having a wonderful start to this new year. And until next time, enjoy your wrestling.